Hey, Mortgage Coach community, what's up? Dave Savage here. Today I have my good friend, Jim McQuaig. How you doing, Jim?
Doing great, Dave. Good to see you.
Good to see you. So for those of you that don't know Jim, I mean, he has been one of the nation's top mortgage professionals. So he's been an originator, run big teams. He's built mortgage companies. And today he's running a big branch for Churchill Mortgage in the DC market. And I wanted to interview Jim because he's got a very unique perspective from a loan officer's perspective to a branch manager's perspective on how Mortgage Coach and the total cost analysis could improve production and in today's market, improve profits, which in some ways is even more important than production because we don't want unprofitable production. So Jim, if you could just share everybody a little bit about your branch, whatever you're willing to share, and then let's talk about how branch managers can be more intentional, if they have Mortgage Coach to drive more profits.
Yeah. I guess I'll give you a few numbers, I guess. We've added a few loan officers, but I would say year to date, we've probably operated with about 14 LOs. Right now, I think we're at 17, but some of them are new and they haven't really started producing much. We're doing, I think our average year to date is 93 transactions a month for roughly in the mid 20s, 25 million, 24, 23 million, somewhere in there. We'll probably finish the year. We may get 300 million a scare this year. Last year, I think we were about 270. We've made the shift from kind of the industry standard, 70% refi, 30% purchase 2 years ago, to right now we're year to date, probably around almost 75% purchase. And our volume actually has gone up. We're year to date, I was just looking this morning, we're 21 million in volume ahead of last year at this day. And of course, the purchase stuff has really kicked in. So it's great. It's a reflection of the market at large. But that kind of gives you an idea. I don't produce. I'm really just focused on the management piece. And I have a sales manager and an ops manager that run those teams. So that gives you a little bit of the lay of the land.
Love it. Love it. And by the way, I just remembered you and I did an interview, I think it was a little over a year ago, where we talked about how you've created this culture of accountability and change with Mortgage Coach. I'm going to put a link down below for that on that. So if you want to hear more about Jim's branch and just, how he is driving the success he is. One thing in that interview, we were talking about how you were bringing new loan officers in and bringing them up to speed, and it was pretty impressive. So let's talk from a total cost analysis standpoint, because that's something you use as an originator, as a branch manager. That's something that you provide to your loan officers. And then I know you more than just provide it, you provide a level of accountability and training that, and I just know when I look at all of the branches we have, your adoption and your utilization of this platform is, it's in the top 10 percentile in our community. So why don't you talk about why you do that and how you get such great adoption of Mortgage Coach?
Yeah. So, well, for one thing, I mean, anybody that's used Mortgage Coach or seen it, I mean, it looks great. It's an elegant presentation. It makes you look good as an originator. So just a great tool to use from that standpoint. For us, our business is almost, I'd say probably 95% done over the phone, electronically. We actually do loans in 9 states from here. We do business locally, but most of our business is out of state. And so, the Mortgage Coach is such an incredible tool from that standpoint with Edge Live and then the video component. And if you want me to give you an idea of how we use it, our focus is to do an Edge Live presentation with all decision makers on every transaction, every person we talk to. If there's a potential for a transaction, we want to do that. And so we're really focused on trying to drive all decision makers And that's one thing that's great about mortgage coaches. You can have, if it's a husband and wife, for instance, husband could be at his office, wife could be at her office, and everybody can meet, and it's really a cool deal. So we do the Edge Live. We really push that. I'm not to the point where I'm monitoring and won't pay them a commission if they don't use it, but we just have such good adoption that hasn't become necessary. Although, I would go there. I believe in it strongly enough. So we do the Edge Live, and then once we're done with the Edge Live, I teach them to use video in a little different way than other people do. I know when I used it, I would actually send out videos of me talking about all the numbers, all the stuff that's on the TCA. And I actually found that to not be as effective as I thought it would be, and probably because I misexecuted. But what I'm teaching my folks to do is do the Edge Live, really focus on, what are their drivers, what are their needs, what's their big ticket item for them. And then as soon as you hang up the phone and the Edge Live is done, pop up the video and do a quick 1 minute video just thanking them. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, it was great talking to you. We just hung up, and I wanted to let you know this is what I heard you say. And so just tell them what you heard them say. Acknowledge the fact that you were listening to what their goals are. Do that, and then make your recommendation. Hey, looks like doing the 30-year fixed at this rate. That's the way we're going to do it. And then have a call to action. So acknowledge their goals and dreams and reinforce the decision and have a call to action. And that's the formula. And so that's what we use the video for. And it's just very powerful. I just don't get it. I don't know why anybody wouldn't do that. It's kind of silly.
So let me make sure everybody connected the dots on that. So Jim at the branch level is helping his loan officers, training them and holding them accountable, so that when they have a client that can't meet in person, that is scheduled, all decision makers are on the call, and they're using our live feature Mortgage Coach. So it's the most interactive, emotionally engaging conversation they can have. And then he's going one step further and saying, now let's add a video to it. So one, I could demonstrate that I listened to you. I can now emotionally connect with everybody that's influencing the loan, because while the decision makers might have been on the call, the father-in-law that's loading on the down payment, buddy at work that's a real estate investor and he's trying to sell his lender, they're not. So they're adding that video. And at the end of the day, it's improving production because you're getting better conversion. And then let's speak, because profits are so important. And I hear across the industry where price exceptions are high, profitability per loan is down. At the same time, when I talk to you, you're having a branch that's having an up year, and you're maintaining profits, and you're not getting, you're getting shopped, but you're not getting shopped like a lot of your peers are. So why don't you talk to how the total cost analysis is helping you there? Any thoughts you have?
Yeah, I work off of P&L, and I have a target. So, there's a target revenue piece margin that I'm looking for. And I've been consistent with that target within a fairly narrow range. I didn't see they talk about margin compressions. And I think the margin compression thing probably is happening here more on the secondary side for us. But as it filters down to the branch side, I have not noticed that. I don't even know that I've had more pricing exception requests, but maybe I have. I just haven't noticed it. And it certainly hasn't reflected in my average margin for the branch month over month throughout the year. So that's been good. The role that I think Mortgage Coach plays in there, and this is one of the things I'm really preaching to my group, is that they should all have a written origination process. What do they do? What are the things that you do on every single deal? Because I think consistency is so important on that. And actually making sure you're not shortchanging your value proposition because you forgot something. Or, And so having that, and Mortgage Coach is a cornerstone of that. It's, you know, having it in there. What you mentioned, one thing, you know, just having that emotional connection, that having that edge live discussion with all decision makers allows you the time and kind of, it sets up the playing field for those kind of discussions. And then following up with the video allows them to see the loan officer's face, to have some kind of connection. We had a sales meeting today, just before we got going with this. And the big question, I had a whole presentation that I was doing for them. And the question that I asked them is how do you get the customer to like you? Because, you know, all things being equal, people tend to do business with people that they like and trust. And Mortgage Coach is definitely the trust piece. I mean, good grief. That definitely assists you like nothing that I know of to help them develop trust for a whole host of reasons. And so, but the like part is good too. And the rest of that quote is, all things not being equal, people still tend to do business with people that they like and trust. And so how do you get people to like you? And really it's really, you get people to know you. You let them know you. Let them get to know you. It's a human connection, and having that video component, you know, kind of in concert with the TCA is such a great way to do that. And using that formula that I talked about is, I think, very helpful as well. You're acknowledging what you heard people say, you're evidencing that you're a good listener, those kinds of things. And so is Mortgage Coach a miracle tool? It is, to the extent that it facilitates all the things that you ought to be doing it right in this business, in my opinion.
Well, Jim, I appreciate you taking time here. I also want to make sure, if you're watching this, you know, my goal here is to bring some thoughts to help you improve production and profits, and to also provide some specific strategies and tactics. So one thing I'm going to do is put a link to our lead conversion playbook down below, which is a, you know, extensive playbook that has 4 principles. I think we're up to 13 strategies that, if you embody these principles, if you implement consistently the strategies, you optimize conversion. And I think at the end of the day, what you're hearing from Jim is it's all about value creation. You said value proposition. Well, you need to, you know, in today's market, a loan officer more than ever needs to look at, you know, how are they delivering rates and fees and pricing in a way that's a valuable service. And if you're not doing it with total cost analysis, your loan officers are not delivering the best possible experience. And they're literally, when they do get rate shopped, which they're going to get more and more, and that's not going away, they, you know, the best weapon is a price exception. You know, it's not value, it's not advice. So, you know, my hope is that if you're a branch manager watching this, you'll do what Jim does. And I've got 2 more questions from you, but you'll be more intentional about building the why with your loan officers, and you'll drive this. So Jim, if you could tell us 1 or 2 things that you're doing to train up your loan officers on Mortgage Coach so that, you know, they're armed and ready and they're implementing, just a couple tactics and ideas.
Well, I mean, with our new group, you mentioned earlier that I brought on new guys, and we brought a new group on, and I'm so excited. They're doing so well. One of our guys, I gotta tell you this is so cool. One of our guys has really, I think last month was his 2-year anniversary of closing loans since he came on out of the military, didn't know there was a T in mortgage. And last month, in his 24th month of closing loans, his commissions were over $30,000. And I was just like, I didn't even sleep that night, you know, it was awesome. So that's just very cool stuff. So the training, the stuff we did with them, I'll give you an idea, particularly if you're a branch manager and you're looking to hire new people, or even if you have people that haven't ever used Mortgage Coach. Our process is we send them through, we have a selected group of your videos, your training videos that we send them through. You guys, you know, plug for you. The training videos are great. The other thing you do is stuff like this. So Mortgage Coach is so much more than just a software thing, although the software thing is awesome. So I appreciate you for doing what you do for the industry as well. So training videos, and then we have a whole list. I think we have 20 or 25 different scenarios that we've designed. And so we send them a scenario, like a case study, and then they send it back to us. Initially, they send back just a TCA and they explain it, and it builds up all the way to they do an Edge Live with us, and then they send us a video. So we take them through a course of 25 different case studies all the way through the whole process. And then I have them do Edge Live with 5 people outside of our company. So some branch managers at other companies, and then I have a little grading form that I have the branch manager fill out and send back to me. So buddies of mine around the country that are nice enough to help me out with that. And my guys then get to talk to someone that they don't know, and they're a little more nervous and that kind of thing. So that's our process. We take them through that, and when they get done, they're pretty good at it.
Yeah, wow. Well, first of all, I mean, I think that's a major upgrade in terms of how most branch managers support their loan officers so that they have this exceptional presentation. By the way, would you mind sharing me the playlist? You know, what are so I am actually going to create a Jim McQuaig playlist. I have a feeling it's going to be awesome. It also reminded me, I know you had listened to Scriptpalooza and given me some editing notes of like, hey, here was my favorite highlights. I don't know if my team ever finished the edits on that. I'm going to follow up with them because you know, it's also, I think, a testament to you as a branch manager where you are always, you just do an exceptional job of coming up with the strategies and then training your team. So kudos to you. And for all you branch managers out there, think of what you could do to support your loan officers so they improve their presentation. Because, you know, one thing I know for sure, if you lead referral-based local loan officers, the transaction is going to get easier and more automated. And the way that the loan officer is going to create their value is, one, the advice that they provide. So the way Jim is turning them into advisors using Mortgage Coach, I think is best of breed, and everybody should doing it. And the way Jim and the crew there is, you know, managing clients for life, so they're getting the most out of their database, something you should really pay attention to. And then obvious lead gen, we'll save that for a different call. But if you're a referral-based local loan officer, you really need to crush it and upgrade how you deliver advice. Jim, any last words of wisdom before we wrap this up?
Real quick, you triggered me. I'm sorry for going so long, but we had our sales meeting today, and the thing, the actual initial part of it, before I asked the question about how you get them to like you, was on value. What is the value we bring? And this fits so well with what you were talking about. 4 elements of value, types of different value, and they apply to us. Number 1, information with interpretation. That's number 1, Mortgage Coach all the way. Number 2, value through protection, protecting people, and that's Mortgage Coach has that. Number 3, recommendations, make recommendations. And number 4, inspiration. So those are 4 elements of value. For me in my career, breaking the code on the value I brought to people versus price was the key for me. And so if you can understand that those are 4 elements of real value, and Mortgage Coach is right there the whole time helping you with that, I think that'll really help you do the mental thing that you need to do, the shift you may need to do to compete well in today's market.
Love it. And so if you're a branch manager and you need some help, some training, you want to get all your loan officers activated with Mortgage Coach or using it more, reach out to us. Let us know what we could do to support you. If you're not on the team yet, sales@mortgagecoach.com. If you're already part of our community, support@mortgagecoach.com. Make sure you check out and tune into our YouTube channel. Every single week, we're bringing interviews like this. You know, this one is designed for you as a branch manager, but most of them are just how to close more loans, how to do it more effectively, and how to do it more profitably. If you got value, like the video, share it with your mortgage friends. And Jim, I really appreciate you taking time to share, and I'm looking forward to getting that playlist online.
Great. Enjoyed it. Thanks.
All right. Take care, brother.